I mean, I need to know more about this manager, but I think maybe this isn't a good boss. I'm thinking.
Space.
Yes.
And you had Stan was the manager of Tchotchkes, right?
Yes.
And got Jennifer Aniston's character to quit.
Mm-hmm.
This is some cross of Stan from Tchotchkes and that soup shop owner from Manhattan in Seinfeld.
Right.
With, no for you.
Yeah.
and I feel like maybe if we had more information, we'd find out that this is somebody who should have been fired by Aldrich. Now Julie Sterry says, maybe this is a good boss and she should stay around, but I don't know. I think maybe not someone who's helped.
You can't spell olive without evil. I say that all the time. I do. I say it. I'm saying it now. Up next.
It fits now.
Yeah.
It fits now. Yes. I figured if I said it every day for 20 years. And it worked tonight.
We did it.
Is Jennifer Lawrence not a believer in films led by Sigourney Weaver?
Cuando su lista de compras es tan larga que ya no sabe por dónde empezar, como por ejemplo ir a la farmacia, comprar comida para el bebé y papitas con dip para el juego de fútbol esta noche. GoPuff es la aplicación que entrega miles de artículos a su puerta en solo minutos. Ordene en segundos para entrega en minutos y ahorre $30. Obtenga entrega sin cargos por servicio. Oferta válida solo para nuevos clientes. Descarga la aplicación hoy y se ahorrará $30 y su entrega será gratis. Términos y condiciones aplican.
Prepare for the season by staying hydrated. For anything the season brings, refresh with smart water and replenish with vitamin water. Find everything you need this season at Walgreens.
It's beginning to look a lot like the holidays, and perhaps you're feeling it too. A white elephant gift here, a secret Santa there. Oh, and don't forget those hostess gifts. Time to gift yourself instead. Why not check out from all the chaos this holiday season and check in for some silent night? Sacramento can help with plenty of hotel rooms to slay the day. Just click on over to visitsacramento.com/holiday to find your peace on earth. You deserve it. And remember, don't check out this holiday season, check in.
Every city needs a hero. Every movie needs a star. Every team needs an all-star. Your pops matter, so get upgraded with PSA. Know that they're authentic, help them appreciate, and keep them protected so they can last and last. PSA, if you love it, grade it.
Looking for a safe, surefire solution to grow your money over time? You found it. When you open a bump-up certificate with Federal Credit Union, you're letting your savings do more. Get security, flexibility, and dividends that accumulate and grow without risk or volatility. Open your account and see how much you can earn with First.
A story in 5 words.
Jennifer Lawrence, first female hero? Julie, Jennifer Lawrence has been criticized for telling Variety nobody had ever put a woman in the lead of an action movie before she did Hunger Games. Do you believe that? She clearly forgot about Mrs. Doubtfire.
No, absolutely. 5 words, Linda Carter as Wonder Woman. Hello. She played that role from 75 to 79. You weren't even an embryo at that point. But this is a perfect example of my favorite category of people. Jennifer Lawrence is 32 years old, and those in the millennial category sometimes believe the world did not exist until they entered it. So wake up. I mean, it's just another perfect example of Hollywood elite being completely disconnected.
You know, this... Applaud. Here's fighting into my time. All right, Congressman, you dated Chris, what's his face from Coldplay?
I think that's okay.
Right?
Have you been to a Coldplay concert?
Oh my God, you're not a Coldplay fan, are you?
I was not a Coldplay fan
Until you saw that.
Until I went to a concert, and I'll tell you what, they were performing one of those where they have like a country act, pop, a DJ, rap, and the whole thing going. When Coldplay came out, they were pretty good. They were working it. They're good. Thank you for that.
Thank you for being appropriately silent.
You just lost my vote for everything.
It's a lot now.
Yes, that's why he lost. No doubt about that. He actually went so
Coldplay booked to open at a celebration dinner.
Coldplay, if you were watching, you're all that apparently have left to redeem.
worth Coldplay opening?
Well, I know Coldplay's opening. I'm getting there late.
Mission Control, you sure we don't have a cuss word left? That's it. That's my time.
Tyrus, you forgot about Sigourney
Okay,
Weaver.
first of all, there's Sigourney Weaver. There's 200 women that have been leads before that, but Sigourney Weaver, she beat aliens.
Yeah.
Beat aliens.
Yeah.
She was the first adult woman I saw in underwear. Thank you, Sigourney Weaver.
That is. Trying to think of the first adult woman I saw. I don't
Go
know.
to commercial.
Yeah, I probably. Mrs. Doubtfire.
Probably your mom.
No, that's. No, I never saw her.
It's true.
You just
Get all of your favorite Fox News podcasts ad-free on podcasts with Fox News Podcasts Plus. From Trey Gowdy, the Fox News Rundown, Will King, Brian Kiley, and so much more. Go to foxnewspodcasts.com for all the details. The Fox News Rundown, a contrast of perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. Your daily dose of news twice a day. Featuring insight from top newsmakers, reporters, and Fox News contributors. Listen and subscribe now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com. New from the Fox News Podcasts Network, Dana Perino, co-host of the 5 and America's Newsroom on Fox News Channel, returns to the world of audio with a new limited-time podcast, Everything Will Be Okay with Dana Perino. Building off the success of her best-selling book of the same name, Dana provides an unequaled brand of advice built on real-life experience and interviews experts and individuals that make a difference in the lives of others. Subscribe and listen now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
The Dean's List with Janice Dean.
A woman from North Carolina who had her very party makes today's Dean's List. Lorraine Subby lives at Somerset Court, an assisted living facility in Cherryville. She just turned 105 years young. Jody Lanford, who works at Somerset Court, posted on Facebook that Lorraine had a big celebration because growing up she stayed at home to take care of her younger siblings, and when she got older she never asked for one. Not only did she get her wish finally, but she also received over 1,200 birthday cards from people all over the country and as far as England. Lorraine had her dream come true with line dancers, square dancers. The Facebook post also said, "From the bottom of our hearts, thanks to each and every one of you who took the time to write a birthday card and make Miss Lorraine's birthday wish come true." Happy birthday. You made today's Dean's List. Janice Dean, Fox News.
To breaking news
So
stories.
CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman is joining us now for more insight.
To cool new podcasts and radio stations we love. They didn't want to see. Follow and tune in on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to learn about the audio you want to hear about.
I wish we had something more than extreme to explain it because it's historical player behavior.
Staying informed has never been easier than with TuneIn.
Right now in South Florida, where local police say
Is your understanding of the enterprise that you're a part of, that you're no longer part of? I understand.
now.
First to know when breaking news hits with live 24-hour coverage from CNN, MSNBC, Fox News Radio, and the sources you trust.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
We're out of time. Julie Banderas.
Very latest headlines, along with in-depth analysis and conversation, depend on Fox News Radio and foxnewspodcasts.com.
She'll be home soon. I'm Carmen Roberts, Fox News. The first stop, basketball star Brittany Griner, just released from a Russian prison, will be an Army hospital in San Antonio, Texas, where she'll get a checkup.
Brittany Griner had actually been detained, tried, convicted, and imprisoned on what the Russians claimed were drugs. Griner spent about 10 months in custody, but no more, thanks to the deal to send back to Russia Victor Bout. He's been accused of supplying arms to Al-Qaeda, Taliban, rebels in Rwanda, and drug cartels the world over. But White House officials insist that swapping a basketball player for a dangerous arms dealer was the only deal they could manage. As for Whelan, who's been imprisoned on what he says are trumped-up charges, charges of espionage, which have no basis in fact. Today's news was a devastating.
Fox's Kevin Cork. Ukrainian officials claim Russian forces have installed multiple rocket launchers at the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant. The claim raises fears down power plant as a base to fire on Ukrainian territory. The U.S. House passed a bill Thursday to boost military spending, which also ends COVID vaccine requirements for the military. The bill now heads to the Senate. Unsealed court documents. Colorado Springs gay nightclub shooting was arrested last year on other charges, but Anderson Lee Aldrich never went to trial.
Aldrich was arrested in 2021 for making bomb threats leading to about 10 private homes being evacuated. The charges were eventually dropped with no explanation. The judge's decision to release the records, news organizations sought the documents through court proceedings.
Fox's Evan Brown, the nightclub shooting killed 5 and injured 17. America's listening to Fox News.
See how effective these workouts truly are. Start for free today at beachbody.com. So I switched to Boost Mobile and got this free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone.
Why do you think they call it the Galaxy?
Maybe galaxies are huge gravitationally bound systems of stars rotating around a supermassive black hole.
And the phone is free?
When you switch to Boost Mobile.
Cool. You lost me at gravitationally bound.
Switch to Boost and get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power. Limited time offer while supplies last. New customers only. Excludes tax. One device offer per line. Only available on certain networks. 5G not available everywhere. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
Come strengthen your pack at the new Great Wolf Lodge in Antigua. With over 50 attractions, we wanted to see how many we can name in the remaining seconds of this ad.
River Canyon Run, Oliver's Moonstone Maze, Tin Paw Bowling, Howler's Peak Ropes Course, Workshop, story time, a 4-story water fort.
40 more to go. And now that a getaway to Great Wolf Lodge in Manteca is just a short ride away, families have time to experience
Decades, but Philadelphia police refused to give up on identifying a little boy murdered in 1957.
The body of a little boy about 4 years old was found in Philadelphia 66 years ago. He was malnourished and had been beaten to death. He was buried twice. After the second time, his DNA was entered into a database, and that led genealogists to find out the biological mother and then father, as well as the boy's identity, Joseph Augustus Sorelli. Captain Hill battled to find his killer.
Well, at this point in time, a lot of family members who would have been old enough to have a memory of any incident that might have occurred are, long gone.
Investigators say this is the first time they've identified a victim in a cold case using genetic genealogy techniques. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Man killed his ex-wife's divorce attorney and then set the law office on fire. Lawrenceville firefighters discovered the body of attorney Douglas Lewis in the office. Police quickly arrested 65-year-old Alan Tea, who they say burned himself when he set the fire. The state of California is considering slashing subsidies for rooftop solar power.
The debate is about how much those who don't have solar subsidize those who do. Right now, the state mandates utilities pay homeowners with rooftop solar 30 cents for every kilowatt rate, whether the grid needs it or not. A new proposal cuts that to 5 cents, numbers that make rooftop systems unaffordable, threatening some 70,000 jobs. But supporters say it's also about grid reliability. Because solar is irregular, sometimes there's too much, others too little, risking a blackout.
Fox's William Law Juness. And stocks gained ground after 5 straight sessions of losses. The Dow rose 183 points. I'm Carmen Ross. This is Fox News.
I am Laura Ingram. This is Ingram Angle from Washington tonight. The Twitter Files Part 2. That is the focus of tonight's angle. Now, a few years back, conservatives started noticing that their tweets weren't getting the traction they once did. Now, the common parlance became known as shadow banning, the effort to suppress or de-amplify the reach of certain voices. Now, this was so concerning that former CEO Jack Dorsey...
Are you censoring people? No. Twitter shadow banning prominent Republicans. It's bad. Is that true?
No.
Well, he was doing intermittent fasting then, so he could. Now, tonight, Jack Dorsey better be lawyering up because it sure looks like he lied under oath, playing kind of a game of semantics there. Now, a little over 2 hours ago, columnist columnist and free speech champion, Bari Weiss, began dropping more of those internal to suppressing dissenting voices. For years, this was going on. The liberals of last century, remember, they used to relish in all these old stories about how conservatives blacklisted pro-communist sympathizers. Well, look who's doing the blacklisting now. Tonight we learned that, well, BE, otherwise known as before Elon, they would have teams of Twitter employees build. They would prevent disfavored tweets from trending and actively limit the visibility of accounts or even trending topics, all in secret without informing users. Well, now, to their busy band of censors, they gave this an innocuous-sounding name, this outfit. They called it the Strategic Response Team, the Global Escalation Team, and included, and check this out, the head of legal, ironically, trust, Vijaya Gadde, the global head of trust and safety, Yul Roth, and Parag Agrawal, and others. Now, there was a concerted effort then to cover it all up. Writing on Twitter's official blog in July of 2018, Vijaya Gadde insisted that we do not shadow ban, and we certainly don't shadow ban based on political viewpoints or ideology. And over time, this Twitter exec became more indignant.
One of the biggest problems with censorship is the fact that you push people underground and you don't know what's going on. And this is...
Oh, come on. The only thing that kept that woman up at night was the possibility that conservative voices would somehow slip through the corporate censors. Now, the first name mentioned on this Twitter blacklist released tonight was to the national audience during COVID. Stanford's Dr. Jay Bhattacharya. He was one of the three authors of something that came to be known as the Great Barrington Declaration, with mountains of evidence that lockdowns were not just ineffective, but dangerous, especially for our kids.
The lockdown itself is not costless to life, and if you think about it, people have delayed cancer treatment. They've delayed going to the doctor because of even with severe heart disease. Children, the lockdown costs will, even in the short and intermediate term, have larger and longer health consequences.
Boy, was he right. According to Ms. Weiss, Twitter deemed his research so dangerous that it secretly placed him on a trends blacklist, thank you, Joe McCarthy, which prevented his tweets from trending. Exclusively in just a few moments. Now remember, we just learned a few weeks back that this was all occurring at the same time Dr. Anthony Fauci's daughter worked as an engineer at Twitter. And other names listed by Weiss include prominent conservatives such as Charlie Kirk and Dan Bongino. Since Angle was pretty much the first national platform to slam the lockdowns, I suspect my own name will pop up on some suppression list eventually. I hope so. During the spring of 2020, I myself noticed, and I believe I said it on the Angle, that the reach of my own tweets seemed to be oddly declining. But frankly, I think it was obvious to all of us. And one of the many questions lingering tonight is whether there was any contact between public health officials and Twitter execs that encouraged censorship, of course, for public safety. Of course, question big tech's motives or practices during this time. Well, we were all treated like paranoid conspiracy theorists.
You would hear all these congressional Republicans be like, why am I being shadow banned? Why did you ban my friend? All these things like that. And now we realize that that was a canard.
The right talks about censorship and shadow banning, which there's been no real proof of.
No real proof of. Well, the only thing held up was legitimate public debate and scientific discourse, of course, of evidence. And it was worse, by the way, than just mere suppression. Toward the end of Weiss's thread tonight, it becomes clear that some within Twitter leadership developed something like a God complex. In early 2021, Yul Roth, again, ironically, the global head of trust,